Wearing myself today. I talk about things people are extremely naive to talk about. You might like my truth today, and tomorrow I might be your enemy, but then my truth is my truth and yours is yours. We can never have the same opinion. So today we're going to be talking about your higher self. The higher self is something that just doesn't exist. It's actually just your instincts and your gut guiding you. That's all. Because your body is actually a machine that is superior than these phones we use, than these computers. Listen to yourself. Listen to your feelings. Follow your instinct. Just take care of your higher self. Do not belittle your higher self. You are more capable than you actually think you are. You have more abilities and superpowers than you actually think you have. But I was so busy and drawn towards this three-dimensional realm to an extent that we actually think that nothing is possible beyond these five senses, yet these five senses are only 1% of what the world is made up of. So if you get out of these five senses and actually use your third eye and your higher self, you can actually be shocked that you have literal superpowers. Hello elements, I hope you guys are good. It's a Friday once again. I'm at the park. I'm also wearing myself today. There is no story behind these earrings. I just made them for myself because I had so many customers buying them, so I was like, nope, I'm getting them for myself too. Okay. By the way, if it's your first time seeing an Element video, you are highly welcome. And I talk about things people are extremely naive to talk about, so I address those kind of things. And you might like my truth today, and tomorrow I might be your enemy, but then my truth is my truth and yours is yours. We can never be the same people, and we can never have the same opinion. So my truth today might be your truth, but then my truth tomorrow might not be your truth. So I might be your friend today, I might be your enemy on my next video, I might be, but then just take whatever resonates with you and do not take what doesn't resonate with you. But then that doesn't mean I'm a horrible person. It just means that on that particular day my truth wasn't your truth, right? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about your higher self. So your higher self is are your guts, what is labeled as guts and instincts nowadays, right? It's this sound or this feeling or this tiny voice in your head that tells you what to do and what not to do, what to be aware of and what not, right? So that is your higher self. It warns you of any danger you may come across or any luck you might encounter, right? So if there is luck in your way, you are actually propelled towards that direction, and if there is danger in the way, you are actually protected and removed from that route you are about to take by your higher self. It's just a feeling you have. It's just that kind of feeling we're not listening to nowadays because we're too busy chasing money or trying to please the people around us, right? But then your higher self is always there to guide you all the time, which is too evolved to actually listen to it, right? So and that's actually your higher self. It's not actually something magical or I have a higher self, oh my god, look at it, I'm here to introduce to you my higher self, ta-da. No. It doesn't work like that. It's actually it's something that doesn't exist. Let me just put it in today's language, in the 21st language, whereby we always want to see things, TikTok challenges. Woo, I'm just here to dance. I don't care about these spiritual videos as long as I'm dancing, right? So no, it doesn't work like that with the higher self. The higher self is something that just doesn't exist. It's actually just your instincts and your gut guiding you. That's all. Don't expect to see angels flying on top of you, or stars circling your head, or arrows pointing towards the right direction. No, it's just a feeling your body tells you, because your body is actually a machine that is superior than these phones we use, than these computers we use, than the things we're trying to actually make to guide us, these Google Maps and all that. So in short, if there wasn't Google Map, how would you know a direction to take towards a tree of blueberries? I'm just making an example as if we're ancient people living in the past. How would you cram your territory? Because look at the city I'm in, Baban. It's really huge. So if I didn't have Google Maps and I'm somebody from Hlangano, how would I know that, okay, if I take this direction, it will lead me to a berry tree so I can eat? How would I know without Google Maps? Say we were living in the past. That's just an example. So it's something like that. That's your higher self. Your higher self pointing you towards their direction, because your higher self knows better. Your higher self is not about this physical realm. It's the third eye. It's what sees beyond the physical realm. It sees the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and with those visuals combined, you actually see and know everything. And do not expect to be an actual vision, like, okay, this is what I see. Do not expect to see in this 3 dimension, because truth be told, what we see in this dimension is just only light, right? Whatever light was able to reflect upon, and that reflection was directed into our eyes, is what we see. So imagine of the things we can't see or sense, because these 5 senses can only go that far, right? These senses are only made for your surroundings, these 3D, 3-dimensional surroundings, the physical surroundings, the physical realm. So in short, what I'm trying to say is, if you rely on your 5 senses, like solidly, rigidly on your 5 senses, like the senses, the physical actual senses, like the touch, the smell, the sight, you only be able to see what is in your environment. You're able to smell what is in your environment. You cannot smell something that is 3 kilometers away. You cannot see something that is 3 kilometers away. So you can only use your 5 senses within this limited environment, your immediate surroundings, not anything further, right? Yet if you use your instinct, your natural instinct, your higher self, you can actually know what will happen in 10 years. You will know what will even happen tomorrow. You will know the weather without even using these applications like Accurate Weather, right? So right now, as I'm saying this, I sound really dumb and too out of this world, like I'm saying something really obscure, right? Because we have decided to root ourselves and define ourselves based on the 3 dimension with our 5 senses, yet who are more enlightened than that, who are more knowledgeable about this world, this universe. We're more eligible than we actually think. Now we're sending machines in space, Hubble, James Webb, these satellites into space, when the only thing we can just do is just sit and meditate, and whatever you need to know will be revealed to you. But then even if it's revealed to you, you'll not believe it, because you'll be like, I'm just going crazy. There's nothing like that. Sometimes, most of the time, things are revealed to us in our sleep every day, but then we're too busy to focus on our dreams, or we're too tired to even be able to actually comprehend or be actually part and parcel of the dream, right? Most of us are lucid dreamers. Like you feel like you're physically part of the dream, you're actually partaking in your dream, but then once you wake up, you're like, Karabashanda, it's a demon, right? It was a demonic encounter. yet it wasn't. You were actually, your third eye was actually taking you places, maybe showing you another dimension. I will talk about dimensions in in one of my videos. Your higher self was taking you in another dimension to show you how to better survive in this dimension, right? Or maybe it was showing you how you can avoid, or how you can attract some other things. It was showing you how to manifest, or how to heal people, or how to avoid this and that. It was just your higher self teaching you some things, or actually revealing some things to you, some things that are of importance to you. But then when you wake up, you're like, no, I cannot be dreaming like that, so it's a demon. Or you're even too tired to remember, or you're even uninterested to participate, right? So your higher self comes to you in different ways. It may come to you through a dream, it may come to you through a vision, it may be actually an instinct or a gut feeling, like, okay, I feel like hitchhiking today, and then my stomach boils, I become afraid or skeptic to hitchhike. It becomes just a strong, sometimes it's not really a strong feeling, but it's just a feeling. So whatever feeling you have, just be mindful of your feelings, right? Even if it's the slightest feeling, you feel like, this is just useless, let me just shake it off. Never shake off feelings, never shake off instincts, never shake off dreams. They're just things you should never shake off in this lifetime. It's your dreams, your instincts, your feelings. 3 things, never shake them off, no matter how silly you feel like they are, or no matter how holy you have become. Those are the things that are here to guide us. Those are our notes or communicative messages from your higher self. So basically, that's just your higher self. Do not expect to see God or the actual energy flowing down on you, or to see angels flying over you, or actually glittering arrows pointing you towards the right direction, or actually clear audience, like hearing clear voices. It's really rare. It really takes practice and actual awakening, like deep awakening, to actually hear clear voices called clear audience. It's actually a really rare. It's possible though, but then it's really rare, right? It's rare nowadays. It's a normal occurrence, but then nowadays, since we're too busy and everything is so loud, it's rare to actually go through clear audience. So since we don't have the clear audience ability nowadays, let's at least try to listen and not shake off our feelings and dreams and instincts. Whenever you feel like you want to do something, but then your higher self says no, just listen. Even if it's a tiny feeling, like, okay, I feel like standing up right now, but I'm so lazy. That's actually a feeling. It means that you're not supposed to stand up yet, right? But then we're quick to label things. We're labeling things lazy. We're labeling things as anxieties. We're labeling people as chickens, chickening out. You're being such a chicken. Like, you see, every time people are actually acting upon their feelings, their instincts, or we give them horrible names just to write this thing off, and we're slowly losing our abilities as human beings. The next thing, we're gonna be amoebas. You'll just be sitting here and sending your robots to do things for you, right? But then we'll talk about that in another video. I'll just including it in evolution, because we're actually evolving into peanuts. I don't even know why I used the word peanut, but then I felt like using the word peanut, because a peanut, you can actually place a peanut here, and it will not move come rain or sunshine. It will actually end up rotting in this very place where you left it. A wheelbarrow, let me just say a wheelbarrow. I don't even know why I used peanuts. Just like a wheelbarrow, you leave a wheelbarrow here, come rain or sunshine, it will just be here until you grab it and push it towards the tool shed, into the tool shed. Otherwise, it will not move on its own. So yes, the next thing we're gonna be is wheelbarrows. We'll just sit here and expect our robots to do everything, because we're evolving into robots. Either we will evolve into robots ourselves, or we will have robots living our lives for us. That's what's going to happen in the future in this direction and route and speed we're moving in. You will sit here and send your robot to do this, send your robot to do that, send your robot for this. You won't even be able to stand up for yourself and actually build shelter. Whenever rains or sunshine comes, you won't be able to do anything for yourself. You will just sit here and expect your robot to do it for you. Some of you will even die just because your robot didn't do it. If there is a problem, your robot shuts down or malfunctions, you're doomed. Right? That's where we're going right now. We're literally losing our abilities and superpowers, things that are normal, a normal occurrence or a normal ability. We're calling them superpowers now. Just like somebody when actually hear voices or clairaudience, have a clear voice in their head, or like, oh my God, they're hearing voices. People run, we call them athletes, runners or jumpers. Masculine people, they're said to have athletic bodies. A person can see into the future. They are called prophets. People knows about the past. They are called prophets. We're just putting labels and glorifying things that are supposed to be a normal occurrence, that are just supposed to be normal abilities, just because we've evolved and we've shifted from our humanity and relied on robots. Right, so I'm just saying that we're not listening to our higher selves in such a way that we're actually losing our humanness, our human abilities. We cannot see into the future. We cannot detect danger. We cannot see or predict the weather. We can't sense people auras. We've lost the knowledge of energies. Were brutal. We've lost emotions. There's nothing. We're just turning into robots. Maybe we're not the ones turning into robots, but then we are actually relying on robots other than relying on our higher selves. Everybody has their higher selves. A higher self, most people believe that your higher self are your ancestors, because the genes they had the genes they had are transmitted to you. The genetic code in your system is written and literally follows the genetic code of your past people. Right, so it means that everything in your body remembers the past. That's why a baby is afraid of falling. How would a baby be afraid of falling if they do not know what happens when you fall? So it means they remember that every time you fall, there is actually a certain consequence. So you actually have information imprinted in you from your past. But then what happens is, when we get into this world, we're actually fed and everything is imposed on us. We're fed these things that this is how this is, you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. This is what success is, this is what failure is in life. We're told how to live our lives, we're told what is and what isn't. You're not allowed to maneuver this life thing on your own, because you are bound to fail if you do it like that, right? So that's how this is. Most people believe that your higher self are your ancestors actually guiding you. That's what most people believe. That's another way to take it. But then I believe that it's just your genetic code make up from your past, knowledge from your past, and your future. Right now I'm confusing you, yeah? Okay, let me not confuse you any further. Let me just say, your higher self doesn't know time, right? Your higher self is not constricted in this, what you perceive as time in this dimension. It can tap into the future, it can tap into the past, it can tap into the present at the same time. So sometimes you receive information from the past, information from the present, as if you're some god, right? So it happens, it does happen, because your higher self is capable of doing that. But then, because we're too busy, we're too busy to focus on this, on these tiny things, and we're just letting robots do it for ourselves. And robots are just a creation, a present creation. Robots are just things created now, so they will not know things that happened in the past, right? And they will not detect the future. Even if they do, it's just something that was instilled by a scientist using their immediate abilities to do that. They're not even using their high self to create these robots. They're using their education, something that has been imposed on them. Most of them, right? Most of them. But some of these scientists are able to create such amazing robots because they're actually applying their higher selves into this creation. That's why these robots are actually doing a much greater job than even most of us do, because they're somebody's higher self's creation, right? So your higher self can work even better than a robot, because maybe that scientist's higher self could only tap into that kind of prediction or abilities, but then your higher self might be even more capable than his higher self is. So all you need to do is just to meditate, sleep enough, or do whatever that feels appropriate to you. Something that when you do it, you feel like, I'm actually happy now, or I feel like my body is rested now, or I feel like I'm in control. So do more of those things, and then your higher self will be able to communicate to you effectively and efficiently, right? And another thing, just relax. Take time off. Listen to your higher self. Forget about this world just for a while. Just put the volume at minimum and maximize your own volume. Listen to yourself. Listen to your feelings. Recap on your dreams and just follow your instincts. Just give it a while and see what will happen, because your higher self is really more powerful than you take it for. So that's what I'm here to say today, that just take care of your higher self. Do not belittle your higher self. You are more capable than you actually think you are. You have more abilities and superpowers than you actually think you have. But then it's because now we're so busy and drawn towards this three-dimensional realm to an extent that we actually think that nothing is possible beyond these five senses. Yet there's a lot to know. These five senses are only 1% of what the world is made up of. So if you get out of these five senses and actually use your third eye and your higher self, you can actually be shocked that you have literal superpowers. So yes, utilize your higher self and actually reach your full potential. Love you, elements. Good day.